How's it going, folks? It's your boy CGOD, Camera God, back again this Memorial Day morning. It's about a little before 7 a.m. Decided to get an early start. Before we go ahead and start up though, I just want to take the time to dedicate this video to my late grandpa, Marcos Olivas, who recently passed away, 90 years of age, in Delicias, Chihuahua. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to go for the funeral, but you know how life is out here in Kansas. So without further ado though, 2008 ultra classic. So today we've got a lowering kit, which is going to be over here. So basically it just puts our rear shocks at a steeper angle, and basically in doing that it allows it to sit lower. So this is adjustable from 1 to 2 inch. Now on my previous Road King that I had, where I also installed something similar, it only fit on the 1 inch. On the 2 inch it would lay the tire in the fender, but let me walk around. On this one, seeing as how I've got an aftermarket rear, I opted for like a smaller size tire, you know, and I can confirm that by the speedo being off slightly, which in turn we may be able to run to 2 inch this time, but I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just set it at the 1 inch. We've also got a switch extension, and I did cheap out on this. It was about $6. So the issue with that is it doesn't have a set screw, so you know what I'm saying, like it's just no good. But it should be something like that, you know, so slightly player. In the instructions that I failed to read before I purchased them, it says that you have to put like tape around your switch, so it's kind of ghetto. We do have a high quality Arlen Ness 1 inch shorter kickstand. So I mean, right now it actually sits pretty well, you know what I mean, like it has a good angle, you know, no fear of it falling over. But after we lower it a little bit more, and also I'm not the tallest guy in the world, and I got the extended reach seat, so with that being said, to reach the kickstand, you know, I gotta kind of do some maneuvering. But with the shorter one it should be better, hopefully. But yeah, hopefully this one works, and it'll also give us more of a lean angle. So like right now you can see our saddlebags are decently low, right? After we get the rear even lower and we get the bike leaning even more, we might be achieving some cool stuff. So other than that, we got a couple of accessories. I got the old raccoon tail, which was no longer able to be found on Amazon for a cheap price, so I had to buy it on eBay for an expensive price. But that'll just hang right here. That's normally where I've put them. And I've got a rosary also that I'll probably end up slapping on the mirror over here, just because I've had them on all my bikes, and that's, you know, basically like my signature, you could say. So with this one, I did also order the little bumper, which I've previously installed whenever it first came in, so I didn't lose it. This will basically butt up against the frame of the bike and keep it from making noise. Yeah, so the factory one like feels slightly loose too, so hopefully this will remove that like loose feeling. But either way, boys, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. First things first, with the lowering kit portion of this, we're gonna have to remove our Razor Tour Pack and then pull the saddlebags out, and then we'll be able to get started. All right, so I'll bring you guys right back. Okay, so just like that, quick release everything, got it all removed, got our little piece here. So basically, as far as I'm concerned, I want to say that after we remove the shocks, this is going to bolt on in place right here. That little bottom tab is going to sit against the frame, and then our shocks are just going to be mounted here, you know, instead of right there. And then there's a little spacer for up top as well, basically in the hardware. So I guess these right here, which is just like a big flat washer, is what's going to space our shock out a little bit to compensate for the width of this piece. And from there it should just bolt on, you know what I mean? So go ahead and remove both of these bolts, both the upper and lower of the shock, and we'll get the bottom piece bolted on. After we get everything kind of situated, I'll bring you guys back and we'll see exactly how she's fitting. All right. Okay, playboys, so I got one side, which would be the right side here, installed, set at 2-inch, right? But as you can see, the bag is not attached, and whenever I try to attach it, it'll hit. So I could move the bag back a little bit, you know, and probably gain clearance, but at this height, which you could see in here, it's like literally touching the little nipple right there to the fender almost. And let me tell you, it is directly laying the tire in the fender. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it back up, set it at the 1-inch mark, you know, just to get a little bit more low but not have issues. I do ride 2 up every now and again, you know what I mean? So I don't want to accidentally hit the tire inside the fender and stuff, because that's not cool. So yeah, we're gonna have to go ahead and pick it back up. I'm gonna set it at the 1-inch, and our bags should fit pretty simple. So basically, like I said, that piece bolts on the bottom. For the top side, being that it is such an angle due to that piece sticking out on the bottom, I put the lock washer as well as the flat washer on the inside here to kind of space it out as much as possible. But y'all know how it is, so I'm going to set it at the 1-inch mark, get both sides done for you real quick, and I'll bring you right back. Alright, so the lowering kit is now completed. Like I said, I set it at the 1-inch mark so you can see a little bit hanging out of the back. Nothing too wild. But as for clearance, kind of hard to see back there, but it does roll at this height. So you can see the little nipple off the brake caliper has a little bit more room now. And it, like I said, it does roll. Maybe 2 up, you know, if the bushings on the shocks have a little bit more give with the weight on them, they may drop down. But I rarely ride aired out with a passenger, you know, but by myself I definitely do. So thug life, you know. If I end up, you know, feeling it rub or seeing it on the tire, then we may or may not have an issue. But for right now, like I said, clears the bag beautifully all the way around. The bag is installed already, you know. So from here, go ahead and I'll probably put it back together, but I need to clean the white walls, honestly. Clean the white walls front and rear, just the whole bike, low key. Look, it got a bunch of road grime and bugs and stuff, but it is what it is, you know. Like I said, she's a daily rider. So now that we've got our 1-inch kit on, like I said, just need to assemble this back on, and I'm gonna go ahead and start on our kickstand. Yeet. Alright guys, so the next items on the list were a couple of eBay items that had a couple of technical difficulties with. So our little tail here, it has 2 little strings, right, that come out and you tie the knot or whatever. So this one, as soon as I took it out of the package, I came and I kind of like mocked it up, and one of the strings just instantly pulled off. So I ended up tying a knot with a single one, and ended up having to glue it, you know, just for a little bit of insurance. Our switch extension here, kind of similar deal. Put some electrical tape around the switch itself, and I mean it's on there, you know what I mean. I legit had to like press it on there, so you know what I mean. Slightly ghetto, but let me tell you, it is on there and it works. It looks cool, you know. I wanted kind of like a plain looking one, so I mean it's kind of, can't even really see it, but I think it looks pretty player though. I wanted to get an extension for it ever since I put this on there. I thought I had one sitting around somewhere, but I guess I didn't. So, you know, times are tough, eh? But we got those 2 items on there. That saddlebag is fully installed. This one still isn't, along with this. But I'm going to go ahead and lay the bike over now on its side using my jack. That way we can go ahead and start working on our kickstand, which is basically like the last part of this video, I think. Yeah, that's about all I got left. So after that, one thing I do want to say, the Arlen Ness kickstand is actually forged. You know what I mean? So this is a big girl. You know what I mean? And you don't want to get just the raw steel one due to the fact that it may or may not hold up the weight, basically. You know? So the forged one is definitely the way to go in my opinion. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to tilt the bike over. And it's basically going to rest on the jack stand instead of the kickstand. And that'll allow us to remove the kickstand. And hopefully the spring doesn't fight us too much. And everything works out good. And I'll bring you back. Alright. So we got this super duper sketchy setup of the jack holding the bike up. But here you can see the difference in the kickstands. So basically, you know, it's like 1 inch lowered. It's kind of hard to see what it's actually like, but you can see like the positioning, you know, should be more tilted. But basically the spring was able to get taken off fairly easily with the kickstand in the up position. So from here it's got this squared portion that this piece will go into, and it just bolts on. I'm probably going to add some of this Loctite 242, which is also what I used on the strut bolts in the back. So I'm just going to go ahead and open this up, get it bolted on all firme, if it'll focus for you, and we should be good. But basically, yeah, like I said, the extended reach portion, so you can see where the little bumper is. That's going to give me a little bit more easier access to be able to kick the kickstand up, and hopefully it sits in a nice position, you know, and it doesn't hit nothing. So this one, like I said, 1 inch lowered kickstand for 07 and up FLT models, which hopefully, like I said, fits. But yeah, basically, like I said, pretty simple. I'm gonna just bolt it back on, show you guys what it looks like right now. So in the past, what I've also done is I've shimmed out this mount back here, you know, like add some washers to the bottom and stuff to get it to tilt more. But this bike appears to, like I said, lean over pretty nicely. That may be due to the weight, or it may just be, I don't know, you know. Because like I said, the Road King is essentially the same bike, you know, just a little bit different with this stuff, but basically the same deal. So I don't know what the difference is, but this one is honestly fine with the stock kickstand. So I don't know, but like I said, I wanted to lean more like a cholo, you know, so I'm going to go ahead and bolt this on. I'll show you guys how it sits after. So yeah, she's definitely got more lean to her. Pipes, pretty low to the ground. You see that? Can barely fit my shoe under it, just barely. The bag cannot fit a shoe under it, so that's cool. Big pimpin'. And as I suspected, whenever you're on the bike trying to get the kickstand back up, it is a lot closer reach, you know, so I don't got to look funny no more, like, you know, really putting my foot out there to get it in. The spring appears to have the slightest bit more tension because I kind of had to pull it to get it on this one, which is cool because I felt like this one was loose, you know, maybe the spring is just worn out itself, but this one, whenever you had the kickstand up, you know, like in the riding position, it would basically, like, you could kind of hear it, you know, like it would like move around. And this one, whenever you put it back up, it's still snug, like right up against the frame, that little rubber bumper. So that's perfect, you know, very solid looking, definitely more tilted, Jesus, as you could see. Right, I'm gonna stand up straight so you can see the tilt angle, right? Killer stuff, man. From the back, being that we have it a little bit lower also, you know what I mean, you might be able to tell what I'm talking about, but definitely leant. Is not gonna fall over no more. I could probably even turn the bars all the way this direction. And this is also pretty tight clearancing also, which is pretty sick. From the signal lamp there to the piece that covers the crash bar. And I added these pieces on here too, which is also pretty tight. The bike may not be fully settled because I did jack it up a tad to a be able to do the kickstand, or to be able to do the suspension or whatever. But honestly, it almost appears to have even gotten lower like that. Oh, that's sick. I'm gonna start parking her like that then, dude. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Like I could fit my shoe under a little bit, but like now, look where it hits. You know what I mean? Like I can't even get underneath of it at all, brothers. That is sick, dude. That's definitely how I'm gonna be posting up nowadays. And like I said, the lean angle is so crazy. There ain't no way she's gonna go anywhere but sit there for me and wait, you know, to be ridden. My God, that is sick. Only downside though, which is not necessarily a downside, but this right side of the bike is super up, you know, but that's okay. Man, that looks sick, dude. Look, I'm gonna get a down low shot for you. You could see the low that I'm talking about. That is sick, dude. Killer, killer, killer stuff, let me tell you. Thing is laying the bag damn near. But that was the goal, you know what I mean? We wanted a low rider bike, now she's riding low. But that's probably going to be the end of this one, my boys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me tinker with my stuff here this Memorial Day morning. Enjoy your day off. I'll try and get this edited and uploaded today for you boys. That way y'all can watch it as it's happening. But whether you watch it on Memorial Day or whatever day, just be thankful you're alive. Get out. Make the world yours, baby. Do what you want to do, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you later.